Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Wednesday, January 28th. I think I already said it. Yeah, there is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back on the day of FOMC. We're going to see what Jerome Powell has in store for us today, as the title is so appropriately named, Fed Pause or Plot Twist. What do we have baking under the hood of this market? Is this Bitcoin range going to break out, or is it going to break down? Our equities just going to continue marauding higher. And of course, our precious metals just going to go straight up in a straight line forever. Find out on today's episode of Market Check. Welcome, everybody. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Chef Jackus, Prometheus. Oh, and of course, Max as well. I can't wait to hear everybody's thoughts on FOMC and Jerome Powell. I know it's an incredibly exciting day. We also should probably talk about the new Federal Reserve chair, as it seems like Rick Ryder is beginning to become the odds-on favorite to win that nomination as well. But as far as the general market goes, guys, before we can get started, I'm going to ask if you guys can hit that like button for us. Let's have a great show today. Let's run it up. I know FOMC is either like your most exciting day of the of the month or your least exciting day of the month. Just kind of depends on what happened during the last one from a trading perspective. But nevertheless, hit the like button, guys. We're going to do our best to cook you up some alpha today. But yeah, just looking across the board, it seems like tech is catching a bid today with the NASDAQ more green here than the S&P. Bitcoin is kind of waffling back and forth, but showing some signs of promise, right? I mean, we're kind of consolidating now below 90K. Are we going to see potentially a liquidity hunt into bearish continuation, or are we going to see, is this relative strength that we're now seeing on Bitcoin here and crypto front running another local low, or rather a high time frame low for all markets? At the same time, we had a massive puke on the dollar index yesterday, as Trump said that he can pretty much move it however he wants. I guess he wasn't kidding. I guess he wasn't kidding. We saw this huge move down on the dollar. It looks like a high time frame breakdown rather. We'll talk about the implications of that. So it shouldn't really be a surprise, in my opinion, that we're also seeing precious metals continue these parabolas. Wait, what's silver doing today? I don't want to speak too soon, but I know gold is up 2%. Yep, silver's up another 1.5%. Where does it stop? Nobody knows, but everybody seems very eager to call a top on these precious metal parabolas. I say let them play out. Let them play out. And if you're shorting precious metals, may I interest you in shorting literally anything else? Literally anything else. Lastly, guys, we've seen this very gnarly pump from Hyperliquid here over the last 48 to 72 hours, all the way up to almost $35. Is this Hyperliquid telling us that the next direction of the market is higher, or is this Hyperliquid kind of doing what it did towards the end of October, where it's kind of gave that last gas squeeze and then everything began to sell off more meaningfully after that? Find out on today's episode of Market Check. But how is everybody doing, guys? What are we thinking about the markets? What are we thinking about big Jerome Powell today? Do we think he's going to say anything meaningful? Do we think he has any relevance at all before we get into kind of this new Fed chair?
Well, good morning, guys. Usually it's like this.
Good afternoon.
But we'll see. We'll see what we get. I think the next meetings will be mainly about the next Fed chair. Obviously, the market's eager to see. I was just thinking, like, market will be watching what each member of the FOMC committee has voted for. and then it will be pricing the probabilities for the next Fed chair. It's very hot betting market on Polymarket for the next Fed chair, and so we know that the Fed will pause most likely today. I haven't even checked the probabilities, but let me actually do that since it's the FOMC release, of course. But yeah, it's 97% probability for a Fed pause. I think what will be important is which member has voted for the pause and which member has voted for the cut. And that will significantly increase the odds on the poly market. So something to watch for. But yeah, I think the pause has been priced in, and I'm not expecting much until the new Fed chair comes in May. How many meetings do we have, by the way, until then?
I mean, probably at least 3, maybe 4.
I think it's 3. I think we don't have one in April. And then is it June, July where we have back-to-back meeting skips? I can't remember. I think it's 4 or 3.
So if we exclude today's one, right? It should be, wait, I'm doing this manually, but we have one in March. That's on Wednesday, March 18th. So that's first. And it seems we have, then we have on April 29th. So that's second. And then we have, it seems we don't have one in May, actually. So yeah, the next one is June 17th. So the Fed will be appointed in May. So we have only 2 meetings left if we exclude this one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is a big one.
Mm-hmm. I think what would be like the funniest outcome is Waller's, I think, priced in at 8% right now. And all the other guys are at like, what is it, like 40 on the one guy, and then like 30, 20 something. Then Waller's at like 8. I think the funniest outcome would be Waller getting appointed at like 8%. I don't have a lot of thoughts on who's going to get nominated or not. I haven't looked into any of that stuff. I'm more so just kind of watching price, watching the charts.
Yeah, currently Rick Rider, Rider, I'm not sure how to.
It's Ryder.
How to pronounce Rider?
I think it's Ryder, but I don't know.
All right. If a American doesn't know how to pronounce that, then I'm okay. But his probabilities jumped to 50% over the past week. So, and Kevin Warsh dropped from 61 to 28, and the rest of the guys are trading around 9 and 6.
I'd probably prefer Ryder over Warsh personally, but I'm definitely not an expert on picking that kind of thing. So my opinion means jack squat. I don't know. I've been kind of impressed with Ryder. Listening to interviews, it sounds like he can potentially try to get very creative with how the Federal Reserve does its business. So I think potentially a very bullish, Fed chair for the market. We'll have to see how that ages, right? Was he at Lehman? Well, I guess we'll have to see, right? I guess we'll have to see. That's
so to answer this question, maybe slightly changing the topic, but I think I still am positive for 2026. I think 2026 could still end up being a bullish year. I know, and that's crazy because currently I'm bearish, but I think it could, I think we are since July last year, or August, July, the space is in a massive manipulation, deviation mode. And I think when the recoupling begins, it will be very quick and violent. And if you look at what silver has done, I think there's a potential that BTC will do it even quicker. But
To the
we'll see.
upside?
Sorry?
To the upside?
Yes. But I think we first see the sell-off. I think the market here at these prices, when it's done what it's done, has unfinished business. And it will want to finish it. But then, yes, I still am optimistic. But obviously, we shall see. As of right now, my bearish does remain to be bearish, And so if something were to happen, if we didn't get to the desired level soon enough, then I might change that outlook to maybe next year. But I still do remain to be positive for the next few. I mean, the DXY just breaking down, recently. And that can still, we do not have the breakdown being confirmed. We can still see, range highs again here, the local ones, one more time perhaps. But generally, I think that that the stars are aligned. We just have to be able to survive this horrible period that crypto is in right now. Really.
The netherworld.
Yeah, I was looking at some stuff, and
I like this.
Yes, to your point, Jackus, with
Yeah.
there's a big decoupling in the market, especially as people who are day-to-day, our day-to-day lives are revolve around the markets, right? And if you were to ask other people too outside of BB that do the same, right, whether they're analysts, traders, whatever they may be, whether they're just hobbyists or enjoyers of the market, if you ask any of those people, majority of those people are going to say that there is a massive dislocation within the market. And I think too what's really telling, and what we've seen, interestingly enough, that's leading me to believe that there is either too much collateral within the system or something big is brewing, is the Six Sigma moves that we've been seeing across the board, right? We had the Japanese bond market have a Six Sigma move. And for reference, a Six Sigma move is 1 in 550 million, right? Damn. Now, we had 4 or 5 of those in 10 days, right? We had 1 in the Japanese bond market. We had 2 with silver in a single day, right? You have the Dixie just had 1, right? And I think there's another one that I'm missing. But that just goes to show there are things underneath the surface that are rumbling. These markets are not normal markets. We're seeing moves happen across the board that you are lucky to see once in a decade. And we're seeing multiple of them happen within a very, very compressed time period. And to that point as well, if we look across the board, it looks like we're going to be seeing more of them. And it's hard for me to ignore as a trader what's going on. So when people tell you these are normal markets, they're not normal markets, right? For instance, if you look at FOMC or FOMC related events and moves regarding FOMC, if we look at, let's look at Bitcoin back in 23 here. Generally speaking, most news events may happen to be, or we can look at the S&P. Let me look at the S&P. So generally news events like FOMC back in 22, those are anywhere around 2 to maybe 4 Sigma moves for reference, right? And those were massive moves within the market, especially if you guys are trading, which we were at those times, right? We would come into FOMC, we'd have a big news event, whether that was Jackson Hole, whatever that may be, and you saw massive unwind in price. That is statistically, in magnitude, significantly smaller than what we've seen over the past 2 weeks. So if you feel, for any of the people that are listening in the audience, if things don't feel that, if people in the audience that are listening, if things don't feel that they're right, don't worry, because they're not. Like there is a lot going on within the market. There's a lot to digest. There's crazy moves happening across the board. I mean, silver putting in the move that it did is insanity. Gold continuing to blast higher, now hitting, I think, at 5,400 this morning, or maybe 5,300. We look at natural gas. That was one of the other ones that I forgot to mention. Natural gas having a 6 sigma move.
The Widowmaker.
Right? And we talked about this. We talked about this this move. I think, Tommy, I told you that natural gas looks bullish, that I went along it.
Yeah, me too. I even had it.
Wait, is that nat gas today? Why is it pumping? What happened?
This is just natural gas in general.
No, I know.
This is on the daily candles. If we look at the 4-hour,
what happened?
What happened to natural gas to make it pump?
Well, I guess
someone partied.
The burger weather, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the weather, and specifically Texas. Generally, when you have ice or freezing temperatures in Texas, you get big blowouts like this. I think the last time we saw big move was back here when we had the freezing temperatures in Texas, and like the grid got wiped out for like a week or two.
The difference between the futures and spot market is crazy on nat gas.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the spot ticker? Because this is a futures. It's just NG.
Just nat gas. Yeah. Just type nat gas.
There we go.
Yeah.
The most seasonal of trades.
Mm-hmm. Some of the richest traders trade commodities, and they specifically trade natural gas, interestingly enough. Very, very smart people, by the way, with, incredibly complex models, but they make a lot of money off natural gas when they do.
You can trade weather on Polymarket. What?
Tucker's been trading the weather on Polymarket, actually, like, profitably. I'm not going to give away his strategy or his whereabouts, but yeah, he's been trading the weather.
What I would generally do is when they say in the news that it's gonna be sunny day, it's gonna rain, and when they say it's gonna be rainy, it's usually sunny. Especially if they do it like for the next week prediction.
Man, what is that? Corn?
Yeah, corn.
No, that's right. You said along this when it was this, right? Or was it soybeans?
Soybeans. Soybeans look really bullish. I don't know what that means, but
commodities bull run.
Yeah, look at this, right? Higher low structures, higher highs, higher lows. Not really higher highs, but the higher low structure more so is indicative to me. Finally broke out. Came back for structural retest right at 1,050. RSI looks primed. Like, this looks really good.
Dorita, this actually isn't true. Fed has intervened after Fukushima in 2011 regarding yen. But yeah, it's very rare occasion nonetheless, and it's very likely to happen.
You know what else happened during Fukushima, right?
Sorry?
You know what else happened during Fukushima is we had the same astrology that we have that's about to occur on February 13th.
Wow.
And there was an earthquake event?
Yes, there was. 3.1.
I hope that not another Fukushima happens, but definitely something on the Forex market with the Japanese yen happens.
You mean like bullish or bearish on the yen?
I think they will tame it for some time. I'm longer term very bearish on the yen still, but locally I think that they will tame it to be in a range for some time. They'll do intervention. They did. By the way, can you type, for example, euro CZK?
So, how do you pronounce your currency? Is it
In Czech, it's Česká koruna. In English, it
Corona?
would be Czech crown. Czech crown. But do you see that little period in 2014, 15? Yeah, that's when the bank has intervened because our economy was doing really well, but the central bank intervened to keep our currency weak, basically, right? Because it does favor the trade, and they've made the reserves another. When they stop doing that, you see a quick repricing, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be literally the same on the yen, but I could see a prolonged range where they will intervene for some time, and then they will lift it at some point, and it's likely yen is likely going to go very down in value. But yeah, it could be the case.
But wasn't this the crown going up in value, right? If this chart's going down.
Exactly, it's crown going up in value.
So you'd expect the yen to go up in value or down?
I expect yen to go down in value after, but when the intervention happens, so if you were to go back to the euro Czech crown, it was sort of going from that top. It was already going down beforehand, maybe not as much, but like it was going down. Then there was the pause, right? And then it went lower. Obviously, it's much less liquid market, like, only pretty much Czech people and few banks care. But like for the USD JPY, I don't think it will look like this. But what I could see is if you go to USD JPY now, if you go to the USD JPY, so it was also in a bullish trend until 2023 basically or so. I just think it will get stuck in this range bound period for some time. The intervention will be happening, and then what will happen is that Fed will end up with bunch of yen, and then they will lift it at some point, and yen will continue in that direction too.
I see.
It was a nasty rejection this week on this pair.
Yeah. It was. Do you think it has any continuation here locally?
You mean like lower?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just watching and seeing what it does now, but I mean, if it drops fast, then it's just like, it's going to be a problem for markets.
Can you actually go on?
Like the rejection shows that people are getting rid of dollars and swapping them into yen. And, obviously the yen carry trade is kind of predicated on the opposite premise, where you have people borrowing yen, they use yen as, they are borrowing yen and then swapping them to foreign currencies like the dollar. But yesterday we had USD JPY just nuke while the dollar nuked. So it's like, yes, the yen has been in this decline recently, which in theory should be bullish for risk assets, because that's like the that's the collateral part of the carry trade. But if the dollar's going down more than the yen, then that's a problem. It's a big problem, actually. When especially like the part that was really telling to me was that like gold and silver are parabolically ripping while the USD JPY pair is ripping down like this week.
Mhm.
So that to me is, I think, a bearish case to be made.
I think it will likely retrace decent part of the pump. Oh, sorry, of the dump. But yeah, I think then it will go
For the dollar?
further. The USD JPY.
Oh, for USD JPY.
Yeah, I think it will retrace. Like the move down it just had, I think it will retrace it. So you'll see a bounce, things will come down, and then will come another sell-off.
Does this not look like a massive distributive top to you guys?
Not as much.
Not now that I'm looking at it, because look systematically took out the lows here. I mean, you didn't really take out the low here, but I mean, you essentially came into the supply. Yeah, like some form of retest here, compressing up at range highs.
In many ways, it does look distributive.
It's such a weird chart. It looks so distributive to me, but then I look at the more granular structure and it looks, and then it looks good. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting too is, Trump saying that he's making everybody rich, but then you go and you look at, real, the actual returns for the market, and you're like, okay, we've, over the past 12 months, the S&P is really only up 1.5%.
Yeah.
And it's well, you're really just, destroying the dollar. I mean, that's all you're really doing.
Indeed. It's the famous Eric Trump trade.
Oh.
Do you know which one that is?
The famous what? Sorry, I just had my ears blown out.
The famous Eric Trump trade.
Oh, yes. Did we study this?
Oh, that's a good point. Should I just draw a horizontal where he first tweeted that?
Yeah, where was this horizontal at?
It was 3.4K.
Isn't it up here?
No. It was all the
way. It was over here.
Yeah. The crypto president, and then he was and then it went all the way down, and then when it finally went up, he was like, "I told you so."
If you hold long enough, you will make money.
I think I heard CZ say that once.
And
dude, he's taking some heat right now.
Yeah, people are blasting him, bro.
What happened?
Well, he's it's coordinated FUD, people attacking Binance, and people are responding no, bro, you literally just fucked everybody, or you messed everybody up. People are there's no coordinated attack. You literally just nuked the markets, brother. What are you talking about?
This one.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
This is I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's such a retail way of thinking. The part where you're saying they are just baiting, right? The fact, you can say that obviously with shit coins and stuff, yes, but not with gold. Central bankers operate on a endless horizon. No other entity is doing that. And so they are simply accumulating gold. That's the main buying pressure. And what retail thinks is irrelevant when it comes to gold. Maybe it does matter partially on silver, but definitely not on gold. The thing is that I've heard like they are baiting everyone into gold since like 2.5K or so. You know, like it was distributing in 2023 and 22. So you have to like. It's very hard to differentiate the higher time frame supply and demand. And then there is hard to differentiate that with like shit coins when you truly have a vicious entities who are truly baiting people into some play. And to know what you are trading fundamentally, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with you, Jackus. A lot of people kind of dive into the psyop a little too much, in my opinion, or like
Yeah.
the psyop mindset, you know, where it's
Yeah.
like everything's a psyop, you know, always contrarian, always, you know, taking the other side of the trade, right? You know, it can play out for, you know, it can play out at times, but it's not always the case, you know.
No.
It's not always the case. Like, you know, people are like, oh, they're, you know, running up silver and then gold and just so they can like dump on you and have everybody buy their backs. It's like, no, like structurally, China and Russia are just trying to get away from the dollar, so they're buying precious metals, right? You know, like that's really just as what is going on. It's not like they're like picking an asset and they're like, oh, let's pump this asset and, you know, pick of the litter. Once we pick that one, we're going to pump it in and dump on everybody. Like it's not really how it works. You know, like they don't
study hated rallies. You know, that's how I feel about precious metals right now. Said everybody wants to call a top on them because it's kind of nobody's ever seen them pump like this really in their lifetime. So
yeah, and then everyone opens up the BTC USD versus silver chart. Don't do that at your own risk. Yeah, no, it's like there is a big difference between the psyop. Like that's the tough part, right? I always say you have like people who believe mainstream, you know, just mainstream, and they're like, yo, market makers are just there to provide liquidity. Then you have the other group that's like when you graduate, you know, and you go to perhaps maybe you're like at high school. So like elementary is like, you know, mainstream media, I believe it. Then you go to high school and you're like, oh, everything's, you know, psyop, everything's cable. Market makers are preparing every single setup to hunt you down. And that's also like partially, yes, also. But mainstream media is also sometimes right? Like they are, you don't want to do opposite all the time what they are saying.
Well, you don't just fade the herd blindly. You know, Soros talked about this. You're smarter going on with the herd, actually, and then trying to feel out maybe when the momentum of the herd is finally like dwindling a little bit. But you're going to make a lot of, I mean, look, like you're going to make most of your money from markets following a trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, you know, just to finish up the university in this context, you know, when you are a full scholar is when you understand that, you know, sometimes mainstream media is right, sometimes, you know, the conspiracy is right. When it comes to markets, you understand that, you know, yes, there is some algo going on, lots of algos, sometimes market makers are vicious, but not everything is vicious move. And sometimes supply and demand comes in, and you have to differentiate, whether you are trading shitcoin, whether you are trading a profitable company that's bringing in revenue and has solid earnings every single quarter. And you have to differentiate what time frame are you talking about, whether that's monthly, weekly, or you're stuck on like M15. And that's a big difference.
Well, that meme where it's like my wife watching me stare at the computer screen while the market maker is, or while I think the market maker is talking to me.
The Agger, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely lots to blame on Binance, but I also think that at the same time, like we all can do it because it's convenient, but realistically speaking, you cannot blame everything on CZ and Binance.
I mean, the lack of accountability is the issue. Like, that's the problem. If they came out and they said like, hey, like, we messed up, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm sure they would not have caught the flack that they had. It's like the guy that can't accept that he's ever wrong. After a while, it's like, shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just shut up, man.
Yeah, just shut
It's a
up.
lack of personal accountability is what it is. Like,
Yes.
people, they can't accept that they messed up at all,
Yeah. And like, I think if CZ were to have just came out and been like, dude, we completely messed up. Like, we were working on fixing this, which they were at the time. And it's unfortunate that somebody took advantage of, whether or not it was actually CZ in the back end farming everybody or what, is completely up for debate. If they would have just been like, we messed up, we were trying to fix it, there was obviously a break in our in our systems, then that would have been fine. But rather than come out and like play the victim card and be like, we did nothing wrong, like everybody's attacking us, like it just is such a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
I think the big issue is that like people, if you just look at the Binance listings, it's like, dude, every single time they list a coin, it just gets destroyed, right?
Yeah. And I mean, there is also the problem with like Aster, right? Like,
Yeah, that was
you clearly have Hyperliquid, you have Hype doing well, you see CZ trying to attack it, left and right. Then he launches Aster. Obviously, it's just like nothing, it's totally like free market and stuff, and then he's like, oh, I'm just here gonna invest. Like he repeatedly said that the only thing he holds is Bitcoin and BNB. Then he said he bought like I don't remember, it was like 2 million or 20 million of Aster, I do not know, but like people thought like, yeah, he's legitimizing this finally, right? Because like he only holds BTC, BNB, and Aster, and lately he just said he only holds BTC and BNB again, and so you're like, what? And it just like doesn't sort of fit, right? And like, so was Aster like a true market fit product, or was it really just launched to be, to steal some market share from Hype? Are there bigger plans with it? Seems not, right? It's like,
There's
and then
pettiness.
obviously, yeah, and then obviously just before 10 stands, like all the tweets how the super cycle is coming, biggest bull market for altcoins ever, and he just keeps saying it all the way. So, like,
I mean, his business needs it to be true. So maybe he's right, maybe he isn't. But I think CZ knows he's fucked up, and it's just, I think it's almost like somewhat of a denial. He still wants to be the main character and beloved, but yeah, it's you committed war crimes in the order book, buddy.
Yeah.
I think perhaps it had something to do with his pardon. Like they said, yeah, we will pardon you, but there will be obligations for you, you know.
Yeah.
Like after all, Trump even said like, I do not know who this guy is. So it was definitely like the people behind Trump's administration telling Trump to pardon him.
Yeah.
And they required something, you know, in return, most likely, which is probably what we are getting right now. You know, maybe we are still seeing the extent of it.
Well, what happened was they pardoned him, and then like a day or two later, there was like this new expansion wing planned for the White House, and it cost like 180 million. And Trump was like, this gracious new donor just stepped up and, you know, paid for the entirety of the project. And it's like, I wonder who that was. It's like, I wonder who has the money to do that you just pardoned.
Well, how about Trump coin literally pumping like right after he gets pardoned? I mean, that happened. Maybe a coincidence.
And Melania and World Libertify and the launch of their USD coin.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened to Aster on the 18th, by the way? This thing, there'd have been something.
I haven't been following it.
I know.
You abandoned it. People are talking about that as potential beta long to hype, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that is
Hell no.
What?
that's risky biz. That's risky biz trying to play this as beta to the market.
Does that
That's
look
not-
like beta to this? Have you tried using Astra's platform? I tried using it, and the platform ran on like 30 frames per second. Like, it was horrible.
I
Watching
did.
a slideshow.
I didn't, because I think if you do, you might get your Hyperliquid points deducted a
no.
little bit. I heard that through the grapevine, so I'm not even testing it out.
Oh no.
I think of this hype pump that, to me, it seems like I wouldn't make too much of it. I think generally hype is like very good longer term, but if you were to like do a trend line from the top, right, it was like downtrending too conveniently. Like shorts were very complacent.
Yeah.
This was a move that the whole market has already done. Like when you look at XRP, that pump that happened there, right? Like
Yep.
Pepe has done that pump. AVE, sort of. Maybe not AVE, not as much. But you know, like generally speaking, the market has done these pumps. Sui has done this pump. You know, I think hype is simply doing what it kind of liked to do, and I think it will catch up similarly. But the fact that it's doing this late and that it's high now gives it way more room for any broader market outside. That means even if the market goes further down, it's going down from higher levels, and it will stay pretty good for like, you know, the next period. After all, again, if you were to put BTC down below it, then BTC is way closer to the April lows than hype is. So hype to me remains to be bullish longer term. Plus, as far as I heard, they recently listed some TradFi to trade
Yes.
and made tons of
Yeah.
fees. So that's fundamentally bullish pretty much too. Technically, this move is just similar to the one of XRP, which it fully retraced.
Yep.
So I don't think this is like a bottom move, but longer term, it's a good one.
Yeah, I think this move will reverse. I'm almost tempted to take out a short on Hyperliquid here, to be honest, but I can't bring myself to short strength.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting some sort of squeeze like above the $28 high. I didn't know if it would squeeze all the way up to like 35 or 36 bucks. It did. This is where I was kind of thinking about shorting. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, why would
And
I?
now the prices there and you're hesitating. Many
You know,
such
why would I
stories.
short the only coin in the market with a good narrative and automatic buybacks, because that's the thing to me with shorting Hyperliquid is it's like you could be right shorting, but the harder part is closing it out at favorable prices, because you kind of have to be surgical a little bit, because if they're buying back their own token, it's only a matter of time before the dip gets sucked back up.
It's, as you say, it's not worth it to be like, technically it makes sense, but you do not want to short the strengths.
No.
Never. It's like a cardinal sin of altcoins.
Yeah. But I suppose you could have said the same about Luna. Not that I'm implying that hype is like Luna, but
And I was short Luna like right before that dropped, and I closed it because I can't say I was expecting it to go to literal zero.
you're always one failed TP away from
Rational wealth.
It's crazy. Do Kwon can zero out billions of dollars of liquidity, goes to jail or prison for what, 20 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
CZ liquidates $100 billion,
19 billion.
gets pardoned by the president.
Yeah.
It's a different game out there now.
No, the liquidations were so much more than what they actually were. Binance is throttling their API, essentially like reducing the data stream. And so for every, like, you could look at it as like a slideshow. For every like 5 frames that should have been there, 4 were left out. Right. So it's kind of crazy to think about.
No, it's you pointed it out really well, Prometheus, with Do Kwon, and I still say like people want to blame Do Kwon. I just think he wanted to. I still to this day think he didn't want to literally like crime willingly. He simply believed it. He believed it could work, and it didn't. But I think it's different with the rest of the actors, and I think the reason that he's sitting in a jail and the others are not, it says a lot.
I think that he had good intentions, but he definitely committed crime. Do Kwon.
I suppose he did, but do you think he did it willingly? Like do you think he knew what he was doing?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly, I'm just basing that off of like the communications between him and Jump Trading. I think they had they were able to keep the Ponzi going because they had such like a tight in group, and then as shit was hitting the fan, it just kind of became like every man for themselves. And like Do Kwon extracted a lot of money from Luna, like supposedly billions and billions of dollars on a personal level. So I'm not saying that that's a crime, but it doesn't help your case if you're getting tried for losing or for burning like $40 billion in market cap in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's nuts. Do you remember OM? Nobody talked about that.
I look at that chart from time to time.
Prometheus, can you put OM when you're done cooking?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is exactly what I was saying.
Is it just OM or
No, just keep your
oh.
keep your cook session. Just use a second chart. You don't have to close it out.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Use the third one. Use the third one. The third chart. Yeah, just. Oh shit. Just use the 3. The 3.
Yeah. Which one? This one.
Yeah. Take the slides to the left of the 2.
Yeah. We're gonna go home here.
Exactly.
Well.
And then go on maybe it's like 2D, 3D. Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
what happened there, right? Like nobody talked about that candle. Like that's Luna 2.0 basically to me, and nobody cared. Like OM ran up exactly as Luna, like tens of thousands %, and then just one day, boom, minus 90%. Didn't go to zero, true, but like, you know,
It might as well have.
And I'm
And
still got affected
nobody-
by 1010. That is, oh my god.
Funniest chart ever. There's not. I can't even like find a comparable chart in crypto anymore to that.
Jeez, did this happen in
that's
a
all.
day?
That's Luna. That's literally Luna, without the fact that it didn't go to zero. But other than that, it's Luna.
Who created OM? Do you guys know?
I haven't
Probably
paid that
Binance.
much attention. Binance.
Yeah, this is an absolute crime chart. Looking at this
Like
thing.
nobody talked about it. You know, you haven't seen anything. But I can imagine so many people lost so much on it. Organic. Barefoot.
Yeah, this is yikes. Market's kind of a snooze today, I will say, though, waiting on Powell to get out.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like usual. Wednesday, FOMC day. Double
Dude,
whammy.
they're just gonna scam it. Like nothing ever happens. It was funny. I was talking to my wife this morning. She's like, "What are you going on today?" It's like, "Oh, it's FOMC today." She just goes, "Nothing ever happens," and I was like, "Are you calling me a chud jack?" She's like, nothing ever happens," and I was like, "I take that personally," and she's like, "It doesn't," and I was like, "Well, who asked you? You know, how dare you?"
But Max, something does happen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon.
I remember how I was like looking at the FOMC candles on the forex pairs on like the 1 minute chart in my very early days.
That is crazy. Were you trading it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I remember back when I was in college and I was in this like marketing class, right? And I was trading 0DT options on FOMC day.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just on my Tasty Trade account, just aping 0DTEs in the back of the class. Meanwhile, like my group's trying to do a project, like asking me questions. I'm like, no. I was like, this is not important to me right now.
I feel like we'll get a little bit of a Vol Crush. And then, I mean, honestly, like the VIX looks like it's about to pump to me. So
The VIX looks so good. I'm sorry.
I think you get a little bit of a crush. And then the next like week is probably red. And then we'll go from there. But that's just, gun to my head.
So all you have to do really when you're trading the markets is just any pop in volatility, you buy, and then when you see, before you see it popping, you sell everything. So if you're just looking at this chart and you're thinking, right, how do I trade volatility? So you see it go up, you buy. You see it come back down, you sell. Then you buy, you sell. You buy, you sell. Just kidding.
How I made millions of dollars during a single year.
Buy my
Buy my
volatility
course.
options trading course.
Actually, what I heard is that like people were gambling on the color of his tie, so he decided to only wear one tie since then, which I
Yep.
think is the purple.
He probably thinks people are so stupid, man.
Pal gives square vibes. I'm never gonna lie.
We had a super chat.
Oh, we did.
That girl Josie.
Oh my God.
I
Well,
mean,
There is
It's
war in
coming.
astrology right now, so I believe it.
well, USA is attacking Iran. That's like a done deal. You already see all the all the ships approaching the region. All the aircrafts are around there. It's sort of like when Russia was attacking Ukraine. You saw all the tanks, coming at the Ukraine border, getting ready for the order. It's pretty much the same, so it's only a matter of time. Obviously, the question is how much of an impact it's going to have on the markets. But yeah, BTC is poised to dump. So
Got to get that little squeeze up first, though.
could be.
Little mechanical bull crush, as is typical with FOMC.
Yeah, they do like to kill volatility after FOMC. I mean, he's the stabilizer, man, and when he gets because he'll probably step down. Like it's gonna be, I would be shocked if he stays on the committee.
You think? Wait, Powell?
Yeah, pal. I would be very shocked if he stays on the committee.
Usually, the Fed chairs that get out of Fed, they go into the government positions. So
He's done a great job, man. I mean, Powell for president.
he's done a great job. Wait, you're sarcastic, right?
No, Powell's done a fantastic job. Genuinely. I mean, he's done what almost every single other Fed chairman has not been able to do.
You
And
mean the
that's-
highest inflation in 60 years when he forgot to hike for like a year,
I
and
mean,
then when he
Well,
was
yeah, that was terrible.
control, and that there is nothing to worry about. Like he did
Yeah,
very well
yeah.
in his second term, or like
Yes,
sorry, not
after
second
the
term, but the
fact.
second part. But like he totally fucked it up in the first time. Like no one has fucked it up as him in the past 60 years.
He's the master of fucking things up.
But like that really does tell you about the recency bias, doesn't it? That you think
Yeah.
he did well.
Well,
'Cause he
the genuine reason why I say is yes. I mean, one, the whole money printing thing was a complete disaster. Disastrous.
I mean, what were they supposed to do, though?
Let the market freaking reset. It's a market. It will be fine. I'm sorry you have to sit through 5 years
They were,
of
but
not,
they were supposed to
know,
hike. They were supposed to hike like a year earlier. Like the Czech central bank
they were
started.
slow. Yes.
Yeah,
I
Czech
agree they
central
were
bank
slow.
started late, but it still started like a year earlier with the hikes when the inflation started to go up.
But
you
you
know?
know what most Fed chairmen, like, I think the statistic is like the last like 10 out of last 12. You know what the S&P would have ended up looking like? Would have done this.
Yeah.
You know, so the stability that the Fed has provided ever since inflation has topped has been good. Were they late to everything? Yeah. Do I think they're still late to cutting? Absolutely. Do I think we're entering into deflationary period? 100%. Do I think the only way out of it is further printing? 1000%. Like, for sure. But like, genuinely speaking, like the ploy is to just continue to, like, it wasn't Powell's decision to print, 25% of the total circulating, or to increase the total circulating, money supply by like 25 or 30% in the course of, 6 months. Right? That was it was horrible. It was horrible. Awful. But like, genuinely speaking, the main issue is that, like, they can't let the markets reset. Like look at 08, look at COVID. What's going to happen the next time, you know?
It's a problem that just that keeps like exacerbating
Yes.
itself,
The
unfortunately.
tinderbox.
We've
It's
been
creating
able
a tinderbox.
hazard.
You know, and it's like, oh my God, you have to sit through 5 years of not being able to subscribe to your favorite OnlyFans creator. God forbid, you know, like, come on, you know, I mean,
By the way, do you know that most of the OnlyFans creators soon will be Indian guys from their
oh no.
from their basement, you know?
Dude, I saw this guy talking about this earlier today, and he's like, there are so few conservative women that support MAGA. He's like, you could create an AI, you know, female from AI that supports MAGA, and you just have all these like down bad conservative men in your DMs, just like willing to send you like tens of thousands of dollars just because.
I see Max already making the business plan there. He's like, wow.
Yeah, dropping soon.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with this fucking shit crypto market, and you're
I already
telling
have
me
a plan to make Jackus look like a hot chick. It's gonna be great for business.
the Jackie Cena.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like your TA and analysis, but chick.
But chick and woman voice. Oh my god.
It's over, man.
Dang.
That's
Over.
$1 trillion idea.
Trillion.
Will I be Indian woman? No, they don't sell much, right?
Dude, you got to go to wherever your commodity at in the world. Study, right? Study. Men, right? Men, if you're American or European, you go to Southeast Asia, you're a commodity. I mean, you gotta study. You gotta increase your investor base.
Is that why Wabi wants to go to Japan?
No.
Dude, Wabi's forearms, by the way, for everybody listening, are like the size of my quads. like Wabi is an impressive human being, and that man could create super children. Study him going to Russia, them being able, the amount of money he'd be able to make from his offspring. I mean, it would be over. They would be
bears.
Yeah, they'd be injecting him with all sorts of, you know, unrelated steroid compounds that are being tested. And he would make so much money. It'd be insane.
I feel like you've put some thought into this.
Some dude said I have skinny quads. I do not have skinny quads. I hit leg day 3 days yesterday.
Wait, what?
What? Somebody said I had skinny quads. I do not.
3 days.
I hit leg day 3 days last week. Excuse me.
Wabi
guy
inspired that.
Wabi, you did. Wabi is an absolute marvel to wonder at. I'm telling you, this man deadlifts 600 pounds for reps. Like, what are we talking about?
What a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know why he's training so much, so that he can hold all of his bags. All of his crypto bags. They weight more than a ton.
They are made out of the heaviest mass on earth.
Yeah.
Dude, we should do a BB lifting meet.
Oh, it's on.
That'd be fun.
It's on.
I mean, just go golfing.
Our ass, but the next division below that,
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I got you.
You probably do, honestly. See, I live for aesthetics. I don't lift for pounds.
I live for aesthetic.
I don't live for.
I got some pretty big forearms though, Prometheus.
I have some pretty big forearms too, brother. Study rock climbing for a decade.
I have some pretty average size forearms. Why don't we just go golfing like normal friends?
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to do is meet up with all you and hang out and be like, let's see who the strongest is. Who can
See,
beat
but the
gravity
issue
the
is-
most?
18 holes is just so much golf.
But the issue is
At
we go
18, how
golfing
about
with
9?
Max.
9 and then beers and burgers in the clubhouse.
Now we
would
are
be
talking.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get Jackus a Michelob Ultra. He's gonna love it.
Oh, God. But the issue is we go golfing, thinking we're good at golfing, and then Max shows up, and we're all like terrible,
Well, depends which version of Max shows up.
Brother, I think your worst day is like my best.
That could be true.
You don't even know what a bad day is, brother.
I don't think you really know what a bad day is.
I don't even think you know what a bad day is.
But you gonna
Find out.
You gonna fucking learn.
You gonna learn today.
Such a lovely looking chart.
You know what's crazy is that I've already made $600 scalping today. While everybody else is waiting for FOMC.
Did you not make 666?
No, I
Having fun
did not.
trading this price action.
Yeah, I mean, I'm crushing it today. If you haven't retired off this price action, skill issue.
But
I see
the real
Micro
question is
Scaler
if you're
says in the
crushing your
public.
crush.
Dude, I'm getting shit on in the comments. What is going on right now? Prometheus needs a 300 kilogram mop. I see you study Anatoly. I know what that is.
What the fuck?
I wear gloves and knee pads in the gym. Oh, fuck. No, I know you're messing around. I put Vaseline on my hands before I put my glove or my hands in the glove. That way I'm maxing my moisturization.
You spend too much time online, Prometheus.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean what are you talking about? Vaseline in a glove? What is that?
Yeah. So I coat my entire hand in Vaseline, and then I put essential oils on, and then I put my hand in the glove. That way I'm maxing out my exfoliation and my moisturization at the same time.
What glove are you wearing? Like winter gloves? Like what kind of gloves? Wait, what are you talking about?
No. So what you do is you get latex gloves, first layer. Second layer then are, your biker gloves. So ones that you wear when you're riding motorcycles. They have carbon fiber knuckle protection. That way that you aren't damaging the outside layer of your skin for, aesthetic purposes, obviously.
Okay. I like it, I guess.
Mhm. All right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up, boys. It's a good place to wrap it up.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Market Check. Is the market bottomed? Do we have another leg down? Maybe we'll find out next time on Market Check. At least what Powell's going to have to say. We'll be able to dissect it with you guys tomorrow. Reminder that we run Market Check throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Our typical start time is around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So catch you again tomorrow. And of course, Friday, we'll see what Jerome Powell has in store for us. But also make sure to tune in for Market Talk later this afternoon to wrap up your day of market commentary, hosted by the legendary King Wabi and obviously by the Because Bitcoin X account. So stay following and subscribed to both of them so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course also when we go live, I always say, you know, when we're in the like a downtrend or when we don't know where price is going, at least in like the immediate term, Market Talk is always just so enjoyable to listen to because you just get these very different personalities and heated opinions. So tune into Market Talk later this afternoon, and as you wrap up the rest of your week with Wabi. But that's it from us, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show, like I said. We'll see you again tomorrow. But until then, thank you as always. Stay safe and try not to catatonically sit and watch highlights of Jerome Powell speaking today.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.